Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Offices Adda 24/7. So, how are you all? First of all, let me know. And as you know that we have started a Sankalp series. So, this is the 9th class for your Indian Economy and Indian Financial System Sankalp series. But before going towards to this session and discussing the questions on this particular chapter or this particular unit of your, let's understand what actually the Sankalp series is. So, the Sankalp series is related to your Indian Economy and Indian Financial System as well as for PPB, as well as for Retail Banking, Wealth Management and your AFM. It means all the 4 subjects. We have started a Sankalp series for all of you, in which every day we are discussing certain number of questions with the explanation of the topic. So this is helpful for you to understand certain important topics as well as to know what actually this chapter belongs to. Okay, so this is what we have started in the Sankalp series. If you haven't seen the last 8 session of your particular Indian Economy and Financial System, then you can go to the Offices Adda 24/7 channel and go and check the playlist. You will find the sessions from the first class till the 9th class that we are having today. So apart from that, as you know, today is Independence Day, so do not think like that it's an Independence Day, that's a national holiday, so we won't be having any particular class. On YouTube, you will have a regular sessions that we have already provided here. So you can check YouTube channel on the particular time that you already know that on this time your AFM class is there, on this time your Indian economic class is there, PPB class is there. So do not forget to check the sessions, or do not forget to check the channel or the same time when you have to go for a particular session. Okay, so let's start the session here. Before starting the session, I'm your mentor Amanjot Kaur for Indian Economy and Financial System as well as for the principles and practices of banking. So let's start the session here, and this is our module A, chapter 9. As you know, in the Indian Economy and Indian Financial System, module A covers 11 units. How many units are there? 11, out of which we have discussed 8 already. Now we are going to discuss the 9th chapter, that is your International Economic Organization, World Bank, IMF, etc. So, before starting with the MCQs, I will let you know what actually this international organization chapter means and what they are. So, when we talk about international organization, these are the organizations which have a certain countries as their member nations, and they help them to overcome a certain financial problem or political problem or trade related problem, etc. So, first we talk about World Bank. World Bank is an international organization. It has a member countries. India is a founding member of World Bank, and India having a lot of loan agreement with the World Bank right now that is running. And what actually World Bank does, World Bank helps its member country to eradicate the poverty, to develop the country and to reconstruct the country. Okay, and World Bank is not working alone. World Bank have 5 institutions, that is name is IBRD, IDA, IFC, MEGA, MIGA, ICSID. These 5 institutions working with the World Bank, they are known as World Bank Group, and they all are working in the same direction to reduce poverty, to eradicate poverty from the country, to develop the nation and to reconstruct the nation. Okay, that's the World Bank. Similarly, IMF is working in the international level that helps the member country in their financial crisis situation. It gives the certain suggestions in the financial for the financial stability of the country. Apart from that, if the country is facing balance of payment crisis or economic crisis, so last option the country have is IMF. They can help the country by giving a certain amount of loan so that they will overcome the crisis situation. Now, World Bank and IMF, they both are known as twin sister organization, but they have a different image at the international level. Let's say, for example, if any country is taking loan from World Bank, that's taken as a positive sign. And if any country is taking a loan from IMF, that has been taken as a negative sign. Now, why so? Because it's very simple. India have taken a lot of loan from the World Bank and is still taking. So it represents that India is growing, India is developing, India is doing reconstruction, India is trying to eradicate the poverty from its country. So that's a positive sign for the country's development. But in 2019, Pakistan asked for a loan from the IMF. So it gave a negative image of Pakistan at the international level. It means why it has done that? Because if you are taking loan from the IMF, that's the last option for the country, and the country goes to the IMF when it's facing economic crisis, balance of payment crisis. So that's why it is known as a negative sign to take a loan from the IMF. As India did. India have taken the loan from IMF in 1991. That was the negative sign for the country. Everybody know that India is facing a certain economic crisis, or India is facing a certain economic issue in the country. Okay, but after that we haven't taken the loan. So this is the difference between World Bank and IMF. Now, apart from that, we have WTO and other also. So WTO is World Trade Organization. It helps at the international level to make rules and regulations about the world trade, the export and import. Okay, so let's start the session here. This is what about the international organization we have discussed. Now let's discuss the certain chapter in form of MCQ. So the first question in front of you is this. Do make sure you are counting how many answers you have given correct, because in the end of the session I am going to ask you all that how many answers you have given correct. And those who are watching requested, I have a request from you. Those who are watching recorded session, I have a request from all of you. Do let me know after every session you watch that how much score you got out of the total marks. Okay, do that. It's very helpful for me to know that how much marks you are getting or how prepared you are. Okay, so the first option is talking about, first question is talking about where are the headquarters of International Labour Organization? ILO. So what is ILO? First of all, International Labour Organization. As you know, labours are exploited by India as well as it was exploited by the Britishers also. In the first unit of Indian economy and Indian financial system, we have studied that how Britishers used to exploit the Indian labours. The Indian labour salary used to be 60 times less in comparison to Britishers, a person's salary who is performing an engineering work only. So the 60 times gap was there in the salary. So you can see how they were exploiting the labours of the country. So since the British era, a certain rules, regulation, laws has been introduced, like Factories Act, Minimum Wage Act, and apart from that, overtime has to be provided, maternity benefits, etc. These acts has been introduced. These legislations have been introduced so that the rights of the labours have been saved. They will get the job with the dignity, with the freedom, and they will get respected at their job, and their rights should not be taken away from them. That's why a lot of legislation has been created by our government also and at the international level also. So in the international level, International Labour Organization makes a certain legislation about to stop the exploitation of the labours. Okay, and it is asking where the headquarters of ILO is. So maximum international organization which starts from international and ends on the organization, they have their headquarters where? In Geneva. So the right answer is B, that is Geneva. Okay, maximum with the institution which starts from international ends with the organization, they have their headquarters in Geneva, but not all. Because International Maritime Organization have its headquarters in London. So it's not all, but yes, a limited will be there. Next. The IMF approves the creation of a given amount of new SDRs. Okay. So, what is SDR? Let's understand that first. That's a very important term related to IMF. SDR stands for Special Drawing Rights. Special Drawing Rights. Now, what is a special drawing rights? A special drawing right is also known as a unit account of IMF. Now, what is unit account of IMF is? So, first of all, IMF is the International Monetary Fund. It has a certain member countries and it has a certain currency for itself. Let's say if you are in India, you have to use rupee. If you are purchasing a good, selling a goods, whatever you are doing, you have to use rupee. And at the international market, this currency of Indian country is known as INR, Indian rupee. So we have our own particular currency to deal with. Similarly, IMF has made a SDR that is also known as a basket of currency. This basket of currency includes the 5 currencies here, which is the IMF's currency. If you want to deal with the IMF, these currencies you have to deal with. So that is known as SDR. Okay, special drawing rights. So the SDRs are distributed among the participating countries on the basis of what? So first of all, you have to remember that if a particular bank, like your bank is giving loan to the public in the country. So how they are able to give loan? They are able to give loan, they are able to provide loan only and only because the other person is giving deposit. Because I am depositing my money in the bank, that money will be taken by the bank and giving you as a loan. So this is how banks work. Banks takes money from one person and then gives to the another person as a loan. The same thing international organizations are doing. They are accepting contribution amount from the member country. If you want to become a member, you have to contribute in the international organization. So they are taking contribution from the international organizations, their member countries, and that money they use to provide loan to the countries. So they have a certain contribution in the member country from the member countries. So out of that, how to decide what contribution of SDR should be given to what country? So it will be based on the needs of the country, on the basis of their needs, on the basis of their share in the world trade, on the basis of the quotas in the IMF, on the basis of the balance of payment deficit. Now, balance of payment is what, and what balance of payment deficit means. I have explained this to all of you so many times in my regular sessions. So let me know which of the following is correct. Okay, so right answer here will be quotas in the IMF. As I have told you, if you want to become a member of any international organization, you have to contribute a certain amount of money. That depends on your economy size. On the basis of your economy size, a particular percentage will be given to you, that this should be your contribution in the IMF, and then you will become the member of IMF. So whatever contribution you have done, accordingly a particular quota will be decided in IMF for your country. And on the basis of that, the STR participation will be given to you. So the right answer will be C option. Right answer is what? C option. Okay, next question. Next question we have, when did India became a member of IMF? When did India became a member of IMF? So you have these options in front of you. Out of these, you have to tell when India became the member of IMF. Now, India is a founding member of IMF. It means whenever the establishment of IMF happened, on the same year, India became the member. Right? Now, how to understand this? So, let me tell you certain information about the IMF and World Bank that is related to this particular context. So, first you tell me what is the year it is. And India became the founding member of certain institutions because Britishers was there in the country when these organizations have been developed or formulated. So India became the founding member of IMF. We are talking about India here. India became the founding member of IMF and World Bank. And as we have discussed that World Bank has its 5 institutions, so India is a member out of those 5 institutions also. India is the founding member of IBRD. India is the founding member of IDA. India is the founding member of ICD. So these are the institutions in which India became the founding member. Founding member means when these institutions was formulated, India was the member of those particular formulation list of the countries. Okay, so right answer here will be IMF was established in the year 1945 after the Bretton Woods Conference. So the right answer will be 1945. And do remember, these are the institutions where India is a founding member. Okay, now, so right answer will be A option. Next question is talking about here, an IMS International Monetary System is considered good. The International Monetary System considered good if it is fulfill the objective of dash. If it fulfills the objective of dash. First options we have, if it maximize the flow of foreign trade and foreign investment, if it is leads to the equitable distribution of the gains from the trade among the nations of the world. So you have to tell which of the following is correct in this particular question. So when your international monetary system will be considered as good if you fulfill the objective of which of the following? First, second, third or fourth. So the right answer is both. The both objective if you fulfill, then your international monetary system will be considered as a good international monetary system. Okay. So right answer will be C. Next question. It is talking about which of the following are the main function of IMF. So what actually IMF does, that you have to answer. What is the main function of IMF? First, we have purchasing short-term foreign currency liability of the member nation. Second, we have exchange rate regulation. Third, we have deciding the fiscal policy of the country. And out of these, you have to tell what actually the primary function of the IMF. Okay, so first is saying purchasing the short-term foreign currency liability of the member nation. Second is exchange rate regulation. Third is deciding fiscal policy of the country. Now, fiscal policy is the budget of a country. And the budget will also be formulated by whom? The Ministry of Finance of the country. MOF means Ministry of Finance. So the third cannot be the right answer. Okay, third cannot be the right answer. But the first and second is true. That's why the A option will be right for this particular question. That these are the primary functions of the International Monetary Fund. Next question is talking about IMF review the members' quotas once in every year. So as I have told you that every nation have to contribute a certain amount of money as per their economic size if they want to become the member of international organization. So this contribution have to be reviewed by the IMF after how many years? So we have a certain option here: 6 years, 3 years, 1 year, 5 years. Similarly, as I have told you, SDR is the special drawing rights, that a basket of currencies of IMF, it covers the 5 currencies: US dollar, euro, yen, pound and renminbi. And renminbi is the latest currency that has been added in the SDR in October 2016, 1st October 2016. So we are talking about here after how many years the quotas of country will be revised, and as well as the SDR of the countries will be revised. Like which currency can become the part of the SDR. So on the basis of the export, like the currency which is contributing maximum in the exports, it means the maximum exports are having in the currency US dollar, euro, yen, pound, etc. That's why this is the first criteria. Second criteria, the demand of the currency in the international market. Accordingly, IMF will make that currency your SDR currency. And this review will be done after once in a 5 year. It is important. And if IMF feels like after 2 years it is required to be reviewed, then it can be done also. But a standard time period that has been given to the IMF to review the member quotas, that is 5 years, and as well as SDR after 5 years, in every 5 years, sorry. Next, which of the following statement are correct, you have to tell. So the statements are these. First is saying India has been borrowing from IMF through financial transaction plan due to the critical balance of payment situation. Okay. Second is India also contribute to the IMF through the extended fund facility. So what do you think? Which statement about IMF and India is correct here? Like what relation India and IMF is having? If I talk about borrowing condition, it can't be right. Reason? Because the reason is India have borrowed money from IMF in 1991. That was the last year. After that, India haven't borrowed the money. Okay, India haven't borrowed the money. So what will be the right answer here? Both the statements are wrong in context to IMF. Both the statements are what? It is wrong in context of IMF. That's why the right answer will be both 1 and 2. Clear? So this is the right answer. So if I'm talking about SDR, do make sure SDR, and if I talk about the IMF quotas of member will be reviewed, that will be done once in every 5 years. Next, we have which of the following is not one of the basket of 5 currencies that has been used for the SDR by IMF. So SDR valuation will be decided by IMF on the basis of the 5 currencies that I have recently told you, that SDR is a group of basket of currency. Its value earlier used to be decided on the basis of gold, but after a certain time it was decided on the basis of dollars value. So it has 5 currency, that's why it is known as a basket of 5 currency. And which of the following is not a part of your basket of currency? Let me know. So as I have told you that US dollar, Japanese yen, Chinese renminbi, and this one is the latest currency that added on 1st October 2016 by IMF in the SDR. So Canadian dollar is not a part of SDR, all the other are. Apart from these 3, we have euro and pound as the basket of currency under the IMF SDR. So the right answer will be your B option. Canadian dollar is not a part. Next, we have the question that is talking about highest percentage of World Bank's total loans have been made for the development of which particular sector. As I have told you, World Bank has its main objective or primary objective to eradicate the poverty from the member nation, to reconstruct the economy of the countries, and to develop the economies of the country. So out of these, the total contribution or maximum contribution in the loan that has been provided by World Bank to their nation countries or member countries, I can say, which of the following sector have the maximum contribution? Is it industrial sector? Is it we have agriculture sector, energy sector, or a transportation sector? So let me know which of the following is correct. So do remember that there are 3 objectives. First, to eradicate the poverty. For this particular objective to eradicate poverty from India or other Asian countries, that is ADB also working. That is the Asian Development Bank is also working for the same objective. The second objective of World Bank is to simply develop, to help the member countries for the development, to done the economic development in the member countries. And the next one we have for the reconstruction of the country. So if I talk about World Bank, IMF, these, or even GATT, General Agreement on Trade and Tariff. These three institutions have been created by the Bretton Woods Conference. Why this conference has been conducted? Because after the World War II, we have seen that the global financial system was not working properly. So US President has suggested a thing that we have to make that global economy will work simultaneously, or we should have to remake this global financial system. That's why a particular meeting have been done in the Bretton Woods Conference, and the result of this Bretton Woods Conference was that 4 institutions has been created. Out of 4, World Bank, IMF and GATT was the 3. So here the World Bank is working for these 3 objectives for all the member countries, and the maximum loan contribution from the side of the World Bank given to the energy sector of the member nations. So right answer will be your C option. Now next question we have, World Bank consists of dash. As I have told you that World Bank is not a single institution, it has 5 more institutions which are working for the same objective of World Bank. So out of these options, which of the following is a part of World Bank group, you have to answer. So first of all, I have to tell you that World Bank is the founding member of, India is the founding member of World Bank, as well as India is the founding member of IMF. But apart from that, if you are talking about the institutions of World Bank, we have IBRD, IDA, IFC, then we have MEGA, MIGA, then we have ICSID. If you are talking about only World Bank, the World Bank has been represented by these 2 institutions, that is IBRD and IDA. And when we talk about World Bank group, it covers all the 5 institutions, that is World Bank's 5 institutions. It is represented as a World Bank group. Out of these 5 institutions, India is the founding member of only 3, and those 3 institutions have name IBRD, IDA and IFC. For these 3 members, India is a founding member. As we have discussed, India is also a founding member of IMF and World Bank. If we talk about India represented as a member country, out of these 5, India is a member country only for the 4. It means India is not a member of ICSID. India is founding member of IBRD, IDA, IFC, and India is member of all these 4 institutions. Clear? Now, IBRD is also known as a lending arm of World Bank because it provides loan to reconstruct and develop the country. IDA is the soft loan window of World Bank because it provides the loan to the member countries at a nominal rate of interest, plus for the higher period of time. Then apart from that, it gives loan to the public sector undertakings of the country. And it also gives you a grace period to return the loan. So that's why it is known as soft loan window. IFC is known as the kind of institution which provides the loan at the high rate of interest for the minimum period of time, and it has a lot of restrictions and conditions, like IMF provide the conditions if you are taking loan from the IMF. Apart from that, IFC provide loan to the private sector industries of your country. Then we have MEGA that provide guarantee for the investment if you are doing investment in a particular country that have a political instability. Like if you want to invest in Pakistan, the country will not accept that we do not want to invest such kind of country which have a political instability or risk of investment. But Pakistan is a member of World Bank, so World Bank have a responsibility to develop this country. That's why World Bank provide you the guarantee of 90% of your investment amount, that if something happened, the World Bank will return your loan. World Bank will return your investment. And why World Bank will do that? Because it is taking commission from you to provide you the investment guarantee. And ICSID provides you the settlement option if there is certain kind of issue you can see at the time of trading with the other countries. Okay, so the right answer for this particular question will be IMF, because the option number 1 and 2, because IMF is another institution which is helping the member countries to overcome the economic crisis or balance of payment crisis. So the first and second is the institutions of World Bank, but not the IMF. That's why the right answer will be A option. Clear? So now let me know how many answers you have given correct out of the total questions. And as you know, We have discussed a certain number of questions on this topic. That's not the full coverage of the topic. For the full coverage, you can go to the Mahapack 2.0, and right now there is 81% discount plus the double validity is going on all the Mahapacks only on Offices Adda 24/7. So how to enroll? To enroll, you have to go to the JAIIB CIB section. Go to the JAIIB October 2023, or if you want to enroll in the Mahapack, you can go here and just click on the particular product, whatever you want to enroll, and the best option right now available in the JAIIB CIB Mahapack 2.0. It will cover all the marathon live classes, topic-wise test, your mock test, full-length mock test, 24/7 video will be available. And how to enroll? First check the offerings and go to the buy now option, enter a code here, that is IND80. You will find it will show you a 80% discount. But for 1% additional discount, you can go to the Adda 24/7 application and use the coins that is available on the application. So you have to pay the price here, that will be 7777. So this is the best offer for all of you on the occasion of Independence Day, and this is how you can enroll. If you face any kind of difficulty, you can also contact on a particular number that has been given on the website. This is the number. Okay. So let's end the session here. We are going to meet again in the next session. And if you are watching the recorded video, then do let me know in the comment section how many questions you have, how many answers you have given correct here. Okay. So thank you for joining the session. But last but not the least, if you are new to the channel of Offices Adda 24/7, then do subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that all the upcoming sessions notification will be given to you. So thank you all and take care.